feel wicked mad at times because my father tells me he'll come and see me, but then he's like, I wait and wait and wait and wait and waste the day away, you know? And that's how I felt the other day. But I just I don't really like to show my feelings, you know?
These kids, in so many profound, disturbing ways, have been told that they're not worth a whole lot. And they're pretty angry about that. And the anger can come out in many ways, and the reason why they're in the Department of Youth Services is that they've committed a crime.
I get mad because my dad, he used to always beat up on my brother, me, my mother. And I mean, that I got violent that way. And I mean, I'd go out and I'd beat up on other people, you know, and I didn't care who they were.
It's going to be my mission the next few weeks to work with you on getting you more aware of where you're at and how you feel when you come into the group, and then how you feel after you leave the art group, whether it helps you relax a little bit, whether it makes you more intense.
Sometimes I get this image that they walk in and these little brick walls, these mobile brick walls, and my job is to, try to get them to knock down at least 2 bricks every session. And art is a great vehicle to knock on the door and say, is it okay if I come in? My goal is to hopefully get the kids to stir some things up. Again, to ask themselves questions about what does my face look like when I'm angry? What does my face look like when I'm sad? If you just asked them, they would know. But if you get them to draw it, they'll clearly show you. Art therapy works. David was a kid who was at the first program that I worked at. And one of the problems he was having in the program is that he could never get it together. He couldn't tie his shoes, he couldn't get online to get to breakfast in the morning, he couldn't get out of bed. So the kids were giving him a hard time. So my job was to help him gain control and have some self-esteem. So we did a tabletop painting every night, and he had to finish that. He had to start at one end and go to the other end. And a year later, when we had an exhibit, the paper was so long that it went from one end of the hall all the way through the front door of the exhibit. And what he did is he sold it as yardage. He actually cut it up as people entered the exhibit, and they bought it $35 a yard. And he glowed. At one point he had said to me, Mary, would you consider me an artist? And I said, yeah, David, I would consider you an artist. And he said, well, when you're locked up like this, you're considered a resident. And I said, that's true too, David. He said, I've decided to call myself an artist in residency. I thought, David, that's perfect. And we developed a wonderful relationship, and he's doing great. He's in the community, and he has a job, and he's totally self-sufficient. We're going to lose our funding. That's a fact. But what we're doing at this point is really trying to engage interested persons, companies, organizations, individuals who say, this is worth it. This is worth my buck, and this is a buck well spent.